Number 10, Marcus Estrada. Number 1, Colt Brown. And number 11, Jeremiah Stewart. And the coaching staff of the Alamo Drillers. Good luck to both teams. Let's play some baseball.
Let's go, Tigers! Let's go, boys.
Hey, leave it all on the field, boys. Leave it all on the field.
Your umpires, ladies and gentlemen. Working down at first base, Mr. Sloan Moran. Working at second base, Mr. Vince Frazier. The third base umpire will be Mr. Jason Brown. And working behind home plate, Mr. Tyrone Walker.
What I would do to run back.
All right, we welcome you back to Champion Stadium, ESPN Wide World of Sports. It's the Alamo Drillers, 10U, and the FiveStar 10U team here battling in this championship game. The Drillers have been just about as good as anyone in the country this year, Matt, as far as playing baseball. It seems like I've noticed on social media every time they've entered one of the USSSA tournaments, try to qualify for the championship, they found a way to make it there and win it. But this is the ultimate test right here.
Yeah, they've played in 13 tournaments. I believe played in 15 tournaments. I think they've won like 13 of them. But ultimately, this is the tournament to win. None of those really mean anything at this point. It boils down to the Alamo Drillers are number 1 seed, and the FiveStar Tigers are number 2 seed. Just the way it's supposed to play out.
This is what it all is about. Obviously, we got two teams from the state of Texas battling against one another. A little light drizzle.
Yeah, we battled that rain on and off in our 9-year-old game hour ago, or half hour to 2.5 hours ago. It's going to be on and off like that. We got lightning in the possible area, so it's going to be that kind of a day.
There's a lineup for the FiveStar lead. Elijah Boswell leads things off, followed by Kendall at third. Griffiths is the shortstop. Ty Cobb, that's a baseball name, is in the cleanup spot. He's the first baseman. J.J. Jenkins, the catcher. Gabe Gonzalez, designated hitter. Caden Worthington, the pitcher. Napier in right field. Blake Wade at second base, and they're going to bat 10 today as Darian Collins, not seen on the graphic, but he is in left field as they go up against the Alamo Drillers. Chris Sampson, who's the pitcher.
Hey, let's go now. Hey, have a blast, E. Have a blast, kid.
All right, let's go. Soak it up, E. Let's go, baby.
And there's the defense for the Drillers. Harris is out at left. Hawkins is in center. Kerman in right field. Colcutt at third. Cunningham at short. Nixon at second. Segura at first base. And the pitcher today is Sampson on the mound, trying to get this big win for the Alamo Drillers. Trying to see if they can come through in the clutch and come up big. All right, we are getting set for our second of 3 championship games here on the final day of the Elite World Series.
I can't believe they got a 4-man crew here. You know how cool that is? That is neat.
Let's go, E. Come on, kid. Let's go, kid.
Nothing should get missed.
Important to get off to a good start. That last game that we saw battled all the way
Keep at it, baby.
to the end for the two teams. Went down a walk-off winning run. Back-to-back games now we've had walk-off winners.
The excitement is just absolutely great. If the games by themselves weren't two great contests, which they both were, low-scoring games, and then to get walk-off base hits to win both of them in the bottom of the last inning, great baseball.
Let's go, E. Let's go, kid. Let's go, kid.
1-2 pitch, grounded back to Sampson, and he will grab it and toss it over to first and get Elijah Boswell the first out here in the first inning.
You gotta finish it. Sorry, didn't get it next time.
This kid is bomb.
Now Jacob Kendall.
26 home runs.
Let's go, Jacob.
Bomb hitter.
Oh, yeah. You saw it.
Go, Jacob. Come on, kid.
Hey, let him bring it up now.
I guess this kid's a corner hitter. He pitches up.
Jacob Kendall from St. John's, Florida. Down the line it goes foul.
As we mentioned on the opening, Bernie, got the #1 seed Alamo
Hey, let's
Drillers.
go,
They're
Jacob.
8-0 on the week.
Anything close.
Have plated 78 runs. That's an average of 9.8 a game.
Yep.
Up against the #2 seed FiveStar Tigers out of the Jacksonville area. They are 8-1 on the week. They had to play the one extra if game yesterday. We'll see if that affects their pitching later in the contest. They've played at 62 runs, averaging 6.9 a game. So once again, two offenses that can plate some runs, but we all know what happens when good offenses face a pitching staff's #1.
Yep. And of course, obviously, you got these two top teams coming in, so you know that from the get-go, the coaches, the players, they all had an idea that this was the game that they were waiting for, obviously, so they're trying to get their #1s to be in this championship game and get as many pitches and innings possible. Down the line, fair ball. It goes into the corner. It's going to be a ground rule double. That's our first hit of the championship as Jacob Kendall finds himself over at second base with a double.
Hey, he's there for you now.
Good start.
No, it's
Nice piece of hitting there.
Turned on the inside fastball and laced it down the line. Landed about 9 to 12 inches inside the line. Nice piece of hitting. He really got his hands through the strike zone quick. Got the barrel of the bat out and wrapped around it.
Jason Griffiths, the shortstop now.
Hey.
Bounce it into the stands. Great contingency of the faithful, the families who have watched this entire week. Griffiths is from Georgia. Of course, you mentioned the team from the Jacksonville area, so you're going to get across the line a little bit. Drawing some talent, obviously, from Georgia, a state that you know extremely well, obviously, is not only the vice president of national events, but director in Georgia as well.
Yeah, a lot of great players from the southern part of Georgia that end up playing on North Florida teams, because the bulk of the major level baseball, of course, is played up in Metro Atlanta in Georgia. So, you know, it's a 4-hour drive up to Atlanta to play, or it's a 2-hour drive to Jacksonville to play.
See some of the fans wisely taking advantage of the fact that this is a two-tier stadium, if you will, and getting under the top deck.
He's calling it where he catches it.
Yeah.
Griffith's favorite Major League Baseball player, good one, Derek Jeter, trying to drive home the game's first run. Jacob Kendall at second.
See, I'm telling you, dude, this could be a great game. I'm feeling it. I haven't seen offense yet, but we could hit this pitch all day.
Runner going. This ball driven to right, and it's gone! A 2-run home run. Jason Griffiths clears them all. And FiveStar is on the board here at Champion Stadium.
Hey, that way started up.
Good boy, Jason.
How about
That's where you
that?
go with the pitch.
For some power out to right. An opposite field home run.
Boys.
Let's keep our hopes up, okay?
Impressive.
Well, no shortage of explosion off the bats here for the Tigers in the top of the first.
Boy, not you early. That boy, Ty, let's go.
Dude, he went with that
One of
pitch.
the great baseball names.
Hey, Mike,
Ty Cobb down at the plate.
Darian has a rosin bag in his thing if they need it. It's brand new, so it needs to be crushed up.
Hey, good eye, good eye. Something you can drive, something you can drive.
From Bartow, Georgia. Another Derek Jeter fan.
Great baseball name.
Go, Ty. Come on, kid.
Great baseball legend.
Good eye. Hey, don't settle, something you can drive.
Just this serious.
2-1.
It's okay.
Eat that plate up. Eat that plate up. He's calling that corner. You guys see it. He is.
He's going to draw a walk.
From here.
Not the start that Chris Sampson had hoped for.
Got it, JJ.
Come on, JJ, do what you've been doing, kid.
Come on, Jay. Come on, kid.
So this team's offense.
Their shortstop. Second baseman.
Duck off him!
This one
Go!
finds a little gap in right center field. A little lazy fly ball brought in there.
Well, you know what they say, hit it where they ain't.
Yep. J.J. Jenkins getting aboard.
I love it.
Just here in the top of the first, I see how the Tigers managed to average almost 7 runs a game.
You can see that the bats certainly, it's going to be difficult to pull them down, but this could be just a huge, high-scoring affair, right?
It could be, yeah. You know, you like to think that both teams have their number ones for this game.
There's another base hit. Out to left, here's the throw home. They got him. What a throw from left field from Cedric Harris to the catcher, Gavin Schottleback.
Got to be smarter than that. Got to be smarter than that.
That was a bullet to get Ty Cobb at the plate. You're watching a 10U championship, folks, just in case you're curious.
Bring him in, 7.
That was a 10-year-old rifle.
Come on, 7.
You can see the way the catcher played it too, out in front of the line. out of the way so he wasn't going to get run over. Nice, perfect timing on the throw, swipe tag. Just an excellent defensive job all the way around by the Drillers on that play.
So it keeps it still at 2-0.
Get that big jump off. He's in the windup. Good deal.
Keaton Worthington now the batter.
No, it hit the umbrella, thank God. If it didn't hit the umbrella, she'd have been hurt. Oh, it did hit her in the neck.
Come on, 7.
If Chris Sampson can get this third out right here, I would say overdose of damage control. Excellent job if he can get out of this with only giving up those 2 runs.
Hey, it's okay.
I think you definitely take it as a blessing, but he's got a battle here.
That outside corner, gotta protect anything close.
He's a pitch away, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Keaton Worthington from St. John's, Florida at the plate. And there's a strikeout to end the inning. That's what it's all about. Pitching, catching, Chris Sampson, and he got a little help from his left fielder, Cedric Harris, who had made a great play at home plate. But Dason Griffiths, the story here early on, a 2-run home run, and FiveStar getting the scoring going early on in this championship game.
First challenger.
Uh-oh. Seems kind of heavy, don't you think?
We might need to cut this up.
Out of 0 pretty light, I don't know. Maybe the other side?
That should even
that
out.
should make it right.
Yeah, out of 0, 1-0.
Next competitor.
Time to get the cutting on this one too. Still no comparison.
No way the coach is letting me on the field with this.
Might be in the dugout with it.
We can go one more.
Ooh. Get a couple curls in.
You about to get big out here.
Big but fast though. Out of 0.
0.
You can cut something off for that.
We're gonna cut the tongue and everything. No comparison.
Still rock bottom.
That just happened.
Lighter the cleat, faster the game. It's no competition. I'm out of here.
Enough said.
Leave it all on the field, boys. Let's go.
Outfield, be ready.
Welcome back to
Run through the fence,
the
boys. Let's
USSSA
go.
Elite World Series 10U championship game here at Champion Stadium. Well, we got FiveStar on
Hey, I
defense
wanna
for the
see
first
you
time
rap
today
one,
as
Rap.
the Alamo Drillers, the #1 team in all of USSSA, coming to the plate for the first time. Jason Cunningham, the shortstop, leading things off. Kai Hawkins in center. Mason Polcutt is at third base. Evan Tottleback, the catcher, that's in the cleanup spot, followed by Chris Sampson, the pitcher. Cade Segura at first base. Cedric Harris in left field. Bryce Nixon and Carmen round out the lineup. There's the Drillers starters in their batting order today. As we get a chance to see Keaton Worthington headed to the bump. Always feels good when you get out there, Trebs, and you got a 2-run advantage.
Oh, listen, coming out of the dugout and taking the hill in the first inning, and your team's already put a 2-spot, a crooked number up on the board for you, it's a good feeling.
Let's go, Tigers!
Good pitch. Good pitch.
1-1.
You're looking good, kid. You're looking good. Let's establish it, baby. Good pitch. Good pitch.
2-2.
At least he's throwing it both ways. Hey, you got 2 on him. Third strike right here. Here we go. Come on now.
so this first out's huge.
Line drive out to left field, and that's how we get things started for the Alamo Drillers. Going to be a lot of offense today, you would assume.
Well, this may very well live up to the average of 8 and average of 7 runs scored per game that it's billed to be. We haven't had that in any of the other contests, although we have teams that score plenty of runs. We haven't had that opportunity yet to see the explosive offense. We may just get it here today.
All right, so leadoff hitter Cunningham aboard. Ty Hawkins now.
The blue helped us.
It's again, I guess we didn't really completely get a chance to get into it in the 9U game because it was such a good game. But again, some of the subtle differences of USSSA baseball, they're playing by really full rules. You're able to steal if you need to.
Yeah, the 9 and the 10-year-olds, both age divisions, play 40 pitch. The pitchers pitch from 46 feet.
Here's the defense for the FiveStar Tigers. Collins out in left, Boswell in center, Napier in right field, Kendall at third, Griffiths at short. Wade is the second baseman today. FiveStar at first, Ty Cobb. The pitcher, Keaton Worthington. And J.J. Jenkins behind home plate.
He's gone!
Runner going, they throw it down to second.
Hey, good scoop, short!
Out in time, a stolen base.
Hey, good try back there, JJ.
So then back to my point. You are stealing.
46-foot pitching distance, 65-foot base distances. Open baseball. Basically, Major League Baseball, National League rules. They do allow an extra hitter to put a 10th batter in the lineup. Courtesy runners for the pitcher and catcher at any time. And then, of course, Major League Baseball finally caught up to USSSA this year with the intentional walk rule, where they can just put them on. You know, we've been doing it that way for 20 years. They finally caught up with us, but that's okay.
Catch that!
Wow. That's the thing. These guys could really hit. That one came off the bat. Hot for Ty Hawkins. Hard to call it a flyout because it was essentially a line out to left field, but easily played by the left fielder. Darian Collins is out there and left.
Another laced hit off the bat. Both teams' offenses so far have hit the ball and they've hit it hard. And I'm a firm believer if you do that enough, eventually you're going to find holes.
Hey! Good pitching! Good pitching. Hey, on your toes, Tigers, on your toes. Big guy right here. Come on, guys, let's go, Tiger!
FiveStar trying to get one of the two back. They got a runner in scoring position.
One out, guys, get it out.
Mesa pull cut from San Antonio, Texas at the plate.
Hey, catch that!
And he hits it well out to right field. Easily and caught FiveStar right fielder Keaton Napier.
Hey, 2 down, Tigers, 2 down!
2 outs.
Caden immediately caught that ball, popped that throw into second base just as fast as he could, held the runner from tagging up.
Don't even mess with him.
Gavin,
Not bad, not bad.
It's not bad. Keep it low.
shuttle back now.
Come on, guys, come on, Tiger!
You know, you don't realize at the time how huge keeping that runner from tagging up can be, because you know you got 2 outs, but if he advances on that or turns it into a sacrifice, and then he advances on that fly ball to third, now he's sitting at third with 2 outs. Pass ball gets him in, wild pitch gets him in. You know, a lot of things change once that runner's on third, so keeping him from advancing is huge, especially at the 10-year-old level.
Come on, defense!
Pitcher catcher trying to make sure on the same page.
how long this kid's bat is.
1 ball, 1 strike.
Don't worry about that batter.
Pitch a little bit low.
Hey!
Come on, 7.
Listen.
A lot of the Drillers fans watching on Facebook Live, facebook.com/PlayUSSSA, cheering the Drillers on. We appreciate those of you that are watching and sharing this link with your friends and family at home just so they have a chance to watch these talented 10U players do battle.
Let's go! Let's go! Hey, it's looking super nasty out there, Caden. I like it, baby. Keep it going.
Fowler back from Lakeway, Texas at the plate.
This would just fire it.
This entire game has been played in a slight drizzle, if you will.
Yeah, our 9-year-olds played in an off and on drizzle a little bit earlier this morning. It hasn't yet picked up anything more than a drizzle, and hopefully it won't. The weather forecast does not look good for Central Florida today, so we may be dodging raindrops and lightning bolts for a while here.
Talk about Napier.
He's thinking curveball. Yeah, well, the coach said wait back on it and drive it to right field.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 away.
Good pitch, kids.
Pitch fouled away into the stands.
Of course, Bernie, we've worked games years before together. You know, last year we worked some games together, and of course my favorite tagline is always welcome to beautiful sunny Florida. Well,
Yeah.
not today.
Not the Sunshine State today. A little bit overcast. It's a day that's called for rain. But these two teams don't care because they've made it really to the pinnacle. Not only to the Elite World Series, but to the final game of the Elite World Series, the championship game.
Come on, Tigers.
Let's go! Hey, good miss. Hey, let's go!
Good call.
2-2. Cleanup hitter, catcher at the plate
Don't give him something you can drive.
with 2 away. And a speedy Keeson Cunningham, the shortstop, to let off the inning.
Don't worry about him.
Got him. A huge strikeout to retire the side, and they strand Cunningham in scoring position. We got just an inning down, but it's the five-star team out of Florida with the early lead. They get the strikeout. They put up the game's first 2 runs, but there's still a lot left to be played in this 10U World Series championship.
Good job, boys.
Everyone wants more focus. Everyone wants to play better. Using ADD medications as a sports enhancer is illegal and dangerous. Now, there's a clinically proven product that's all natural and available through UTRIP Focus program. UTRIP members get 20% off when you buy online, and GoBean donates 15% of the purchase to your team. The person that buys and sells the most GoBean wins $5,000, and the team that purchases the most GoBean wins $5,000. Bring your game to the next level with GoBean Focus. It works.
Hey, that boy Darian out there.
Well, we have had some brilliant games. This is the walk-off winner we had earlier today. It appears that this game could be headed that same way. RBI winner.
Get right up on that plate.
Banditos Force taking out the Texas Bombers earlier today in the
Go with it. Hey,
First championship of the day, and that's what's so special about these kids. It means so much to be a part of this Elite World Series, and the emotion. It's just raw emotion, Matt.
It's great. You know, these young athletes, they're still young enough to where the purity of the game isn't clouded for them, and they're out there because they want to be out there, and they're having a lot of fun. When the boys get a little bit older, sometimes, you know, they get a little more difficult to coach, but not these young ones. These young ones, they're sponges. They're out here, they're learning every single day on the diamond. More than just baseball, they're learning life lessons. It's what makes baseball still the greatest sport in the world.
You know, one thing for you is you really enjoy watching these young kids grow and watching them play, and you know, especially at these younger age groups, as you see a pop up here to begin the inning. It means a lot to these young kids, and sometimes they don't have that complete filter off where they make a bad play, the tears come down, the emotions they wear right on their front sleeves for sure.
Yeah, they like I said, it's pure. It's as pure as it gets, and the younger they are, the better they are. You know me. There's no game I look forward to more in the Elite World Series every year than the 8U Kid Pitch championship game, and it's just because it's the purest form of baseball that there is.
Yeah, I know that one of the things I guess you probably sold me on a couple years ago. You're like, we've got to find a way to broadcast the 8U championship, and ever since that point, it's been a part of our docket.
It has, and it has always been a good game. It's always been a good game. That one was our opener on Friday night. Our first championship game was on Friday night, and our eight-year-olds opened us up, and we had a 3-1 ball game, if I'm not mistaken, going into the top of the 6th inning.
Yep.
And then the Chino Hills Thunder blew it open. And I think they played it like 5 or 6 there in the top of the 6th, and ended up winning, I believe, 10-1 or 10-2 maybe was our final. But it's beautiful and pure baseball.
Blade Wade pops it up, and it is caught by the shortstop. Jason Cunningham for the second out here in the second inning. You know, that's one of the things that we kind of almost had to sell during our time with MLB.com of doing the games, is we're okay with the 12-year-olds. I said maybe we'll go see the 11s, but 8s and 9s, we don't want to see wild pitches and walks and this, that, and the other, but it really hasn't been that at all for these younger age groups. They've done a great job taking care of pitching, throwing, finding that strike zone.
Well, I know that in that 8-year-old broadcast on more than one occasion, you made reference to just the catchers, and it's not a bunch of wild pitches and pass balls. Not at this level.
That'll be the play made to retire the side, and a quick 1-2-3 inning for the Drillers, coming back to the plate, trailing by 2 in the championship.
Lay it all out on the line right here.
We are the game changers, the soldiers.
We are one and we are many.
We fight together for one common goal.
But how we fight?
Well, that couldn't be any more different.
We each have our own skills
and our own needs.
Which is why we choose these as our weapons.
A collection of the hottest tools to give us the power we strive for.
These are the game changers.
For the game changers.
We are one.
We are many.
We are DeMarini Nation.
Power to the players.
Come here.
Welcome back to Champion Stadium and ESPN Wide World of Sports, the home of the USSSA Elite World Series for the final year, as the USSSA Space Coast facility well under construction.
Hey, good throw, catch, good throw.
About 4 months away from being completed. give or take, obviously depending upon how much rain.
Yep.
That obviously slows down construction, but what an incredible venue that is going to be. For anybody who has not seen any of the early aerial photography, I believe there's actually a website for the complex.
USSSA.com/Space Coast. You can see a bunch of really great things. Get a chance to look at how it's come along. Obviously, Champion Stadium is going to be over there at the Space Coast Stadium. Is going to be the championship facility. It's already been turfed. The Pride have already played, I think, 12 home games or so there. That's going to be the pinnacle. I was actually wondering as I came in today, they have a beautiful fence that's about 6 feet tall right now. That is out at permanent.
Hey, good pitch.
They're going to need a couple more fences to do the same thing you do here when we play the championships in there, because it's been done so well where we take them on and off, and at the end of the game they're going to pull this one and the 11 U's will come right in. I like the multiple fences.
Yeah, when you first see it, if you're viewing at home and you first see it, it looks a little confusing, but it doesn't bother the athletes at all. And what it allows us to do is it allows us to stack these championship games, and not have to have 2 and 3 hours in between. We finished up last night with our 13-year-old championship game, and after we went off the air, the ground crew came in here, pulled down that fence, and put up these 2, which will get us through all 3 games today, and it just allows that flexibility.
He went!
He peeled on to third. No, he didn't go. Obviously, the facility in Space Coast is. We see the pitcher, Chris Sampson, at the plate of 100% turf on all 15 fields.
That's a lot of carpet.
It's going to have spectacular technology, so if you're in the Elite next year, every field will be streamed live all week long, and you can expect, obviously, some championship coverage like you're expecting here, because actually, for those of you watching this game, it's actually being produced at the USSSA Space Coast Complex. The only thing that's here at Champion Stadium is the cameras, so that's certainly going to be a notch forward to have all the fields being able to just have a live stream with the score to see what's happening. I know that that's something that certainly parents enjoy. The flight scope on every field with the digital ball tracking technology as well.
Yeah, the flight scope, that's the little Doppler radar computer that reads obviously the velocity and the rotation of the ball and the angle that the pitch comes in at, and then at the same time, if a batter hits it, the exit velocity off the bat, the trajectory, the launch angle, all those wild statistics that we now see, or that data that we see now when you watch a major league game, all of that's going to be available for every game at the Space Coast. So it's going to be
incredible, right?
Yeah, really. The amount of technical infrastructure that has been built into that new complex is just absolutely amazing.
Hey, keep going.
Probably won't be right at its infancy, but I know that eventually they're looking at where you'll be able to analyze your swing after the game and check out some of your footage. See a walk there issued to Cade Segura. All good things, and of course I'm sure that as the year progresses, it's only going to get better.
Yeah, a lot of exciting things are going to be happening at the Space Coast Complex. Of course, that was previously the original spring training home of the original Florida Marlins.
Yep.
And then the Montreal Expos became the Washington Nationals, and it became the spring training home for the Washington Nationals. And then, of course, the Nationals moved to West Palm this past spring, and that opened up the facility, and Brevard County and USSSA came to a mutually beneficial agreement, and that original 6-field complex that it had the Major League Spring Training Stadium, which is Space Coast Stadium proper, and then it had 5 minor league fields that they used, and that of course is all being converted into a total of 15 all turf all synthetic fields, the latest technology in LED lighting, everything. Multiple championship fields. They're going to have, if I'm not mistaken, and Bernie, if I say anything that's wrong here, you let me know, but of course you're going to have the big stadium. And there's going to be a fast pitch championship mini stadium, so to speak. And then there's even going to be
nice little bunt laid down.
There you go, buddy. Here you go.
Basically a 225-foot championship field. Designed more for fast pitch, but obviously it's going to be right at the fence distance of Isaiah Truth can take good advantage of as well.
Great championship style field for 9s and 10-year-olds. And then tucked behind the big stadium is going to be a little mini stadium with a miniature jumbotron and everything out there. A little 180 stadium where our 8-year-olds will be able to play. So there's just a lot of great things going on there.
Hey, keep it there! Keep it there!
Two in scoring position. Drillers, the #1 team in the country, trying to break through here and score their first run of this 10U championship game. They've got Bryce Nixon at the plate.
Let it go foul, let it go
Lays
foul!
down a bunt, it goes foul. That's again, you're thinking about 10U baseball, just having the mindset of knowing the game well enough to let that ball go foul.
Coaching. They've been coached on how to defend or how to defense the bunt. And I love to see the Drillers here playing a little bit of small ball. They used the bunt to move both runners up into scoring position, and then they're going to attempted to use the bunt to get one of them runs home. Of course, with 2 strikes here, he's going to have to swing away.
B. Rice.
Hey, good pitch! Good
Takes the pitch outside.
Hey, not bad, Kate, not bad. I like it, babe.
I liked it too. Now go after him.
Stay up, I bet he's fast.
Pitch fouled away.
That's a reaction.
She goes, I want to catch a ball. As soon as the ball came flying, she died. I wasn't ready. Oh, okay.
Got him. Try number 2.
Two down, Tigers. Hey, big guy right here. Who wants it?
Big strikeout there by Caden Worthington for the Tigers.
Oh, my God. Hey, watch the flare.
Now at the very bottom of the lineup in the 9-hole, Josiah Carman.
It hit him. It hit him.
And hit by pitch here, going to bring everybody back, and so that's going to load up the bases.
We'll take it. Hey, backside hitter right here. Backside all day.
That could, the rules of baseball, obviously, pitch hit the batter, the ball's automatically dead, runners can't advance, so that run's not going to go on the board. Like you said, it is going to load the bases, which the hit batsman could actually work against the Drillers here and work into the favor of the Tigers if they could get the third out here and to continue to preserve the shutout.
You can see on the replay just off the shoelaces.
Good hitter, too.
Yeah, good hitter. Sorry,
We got a runner on second.
Stay low, force ground ball.
Now as the bases become loaded, as they move them all the way across.
Not bad, Katie.
And we're back to the top of the lineup in Keeson Cunningham, the shortstop. Thinking about dialing in a grand slam.
There you go.
This ball popped up out in left field. It is pulled in and caught by Darian Collins. The Alamo Drillers load them up, but they strand the maximum. Missing another opportunity to try to score after 2. FiveStar Tigers out of Florida leading the Alamo Drillers out of Texas 2-0.
First started swinging Mccutchen bats when I was in AAA. I needed some bats to swing, and I heard about Mccutchen at the time, so I gave it a shot. I mean, just the difference in the bats were amazing. You know, it felt so good in my hand, it felt like an instrument almost. My name is Andrew Mccutchen, and I swing Marucci. Check out Big League tested and approved Marucci products now.
Top of the third inning, we got a good contest here in the 10U championship. The top two seeds, FiveStar Tigers out of Florida, a 2-0 advantage over the Alamo Drillers as they head back to the plate for more action.
You know, Bernie, we may have jumped the gun on in that first inning, the way both teams were hitting the ball. We were talking about runs, and
and the pitching just took over, right?
Yeah, been a bunch of eggs since.
Come on, E!
We may have just had first inning jitters off of both these young boys.
Hey, good hack.
Hey, we gotta use hands. Come on.
Damn it. He straightens that out.
You in the ball, E.
Let that back kiss the ball, kid.
Elijah Boswell grounded out in his first plate appearance. Top of the lineup here
Hey!
for FiveStar.
Hey. That is nasty. How can you even pick that up?
39.
How can you even pick that up?
Not a bad idea there, trying to bunt for the base hit with the third baseman playing behind the bag.
That was almost like a swing. But he laid it down.
0-2.
He loves to do that. It's like a trick. It's like,
hey, good eye.
You know, if you can get that bunt down and get it to bite in the clay, once it hits the wet grass, it's going to stop. And could have easily made it safely to first there. It was a great idea. I like to see it. I love to see hitters up there, regardless of the age, thinking of something other than how far I can hit the ball.
Let's go. You see it. You're on top of it. Drive it.
Well, you see some of the best players in the game. They can do it all. Obviously, they can hit for power.
Go with the ball, kid.
But that's what makes it great. You can lay down a bunt every now and again. You can really keep people on their toes.
Well, that was the great thing about Tony Gwynn. You know, Tony Gwynn never went to the plate looking for a home run.
Hey, good eye, good
Tony
eye.
Gwynn stepped into the box and looked to see where the hole was, and then that's where he was going to take the pitch.
Win the ball, baby.
And, you know, in the modern game, or at least in my generation of the modern game, nobody perfected hitting the way Tony Gwynn did.
No, I agree with you there.
What happened? You got it, baby.
I can think of a few guys that came kind of close, but not like Tony Gwynn.
Fight E, anything close, you got it.
So who we got going into the Hall of Fame today, Bernie?
I don't know. About to find out, I guess, right?
Well, no ceremonies today. I know in the executive category, the John Shearholtz, president of the Atlanta Braves, really the architect behind the Braves run through the 90s. He was the GM with the Braves all through the 90s into the 2000s, and currently the president with the Braves.
Hey, run it out!
Base hit back up the middle. Elijah Boswell doing what he did earlier, getting aboard.
I'm going to get a ball.
Now stepping to the plate, number 3.
All right, let's go, Jacob.
Okay.
Now Jacob Kendall. Runner going, and they got a stolen base.
the video, Darian runs in. Darian runs in, and no one's covering second because of the bunt, so he gets a second.
We need to drive him in.
Hey, good!
Nice run.
Out to left field, the play made.
Hey, let's go, Nine!
We got Tim Raines going in today, Bernie. Of course, Tim Raines
Jacob, what a way to
was
keep
a great base stealer. Of course, his career, you know, I don't want to say it was blemished because that's not the right word, but, you know, playing all those years with the Expos north of the border just didn't quite get the, you know, the love of the American sports writers. And that's probably why it took him so long to get in. But Tim is joined by Jeff Bagwell. Pudge Rodriguez is going in today.
Look at this. Jason Griffiths, 2-run home run earlier. He's going to get a double here. At least he's trying to make it a double. Using his putting to beat it out. He's driven home all 3 runs today for FiveStar.
We're in their head. We're in their head.
Come on, Ty.
He's been the big hitter.
Gotta be amped up. Let's go. One out.
A home run earlier.
Good eye.
Drives home another run here in the 3rd inning.
You know what? I had my shoes on. I know, I had my shoes on, and I'm like, I'm going to be comfortable.
Hey, let him bring it down. Good eye. Hey, something you can drive. You're going to get something here.
You love it when they can swing it. And you love the hustle there. He was thinking, too, right off the bat. He knew when the throw came home, why not try to see if I could get to second base.
So that's where that saying comes from, right off the bat.
Lane it.
Here it is.
Lane it. Take a kiss. I love you.
Ty Cobb at the plate, the first baseman.
Hey, good eye.
Takes the pitch high, it's 3-1. There's a base on balls.
Hey, let's keep it going.
Yeah, they just keep pushing it. The FiveStar team out of Jacksonville.
Oh, on TV?
Yeah, and I was like, they are. We ran up to tell him. He's like,
They can hear us? I'm sorry.
they actually can hear our connection.
And looks like we're going to have a new pitcher in the contest. Is Mason
Guys, keep
Colcutt
having
comes
fun.
in to
Keep
pitch.
being
We'll tell you more
aggressive.
about him when we come back.
First challenger. Uh-oh. Seems kind of heavy, don't you think?
We might need to cut this up.
Out of 0, pretty light. I don't know. Maybe the other side?
That should even
That
out.
should make it right.
Yeah, ID 0, 1-0.
Next competitor.
Time to get the cutting on this one too. Still no comparison.
No way the coaches let me on the field with this.
Might be in the dugout with it. We can go one more. Ooh. Get a couple curls in.
You about to get big out here.
Big but fast though.
ID
0. You can cut some off for that.
We're gonna cut the tongue and everything. No comparison.
Still rock bottom.
That just happened.
Lighter the cleat, faster the game. It's no competition. I'm out of here.
Enough said.
Everyone wants more focus. Everyone wants to play better.
Next.
Expected wait time, 55 minutes. Your call is important to us. Thank you for your patience.
In the nation, we know how it feels when you aren't treated like a priority. We do things differently.
We'll take care of it.
We put members first.
Thank you.
Join the nation.
Nationwide is on your side.
Hey, let's go Tigers.
Back here at the USSSA Elite World Series, new pitcher we told you about, Mesa Colcutt, comes in from third base to throw, and the days really belong to Dason Griffiths, who's come up with a number of huge hits, the 2-run home run. He has a double here in the third, and he's the reason why FiveStar leads at 3-0. J.J. Jennings at the plate. Here's a look at what he did.
Watch his hands here, Bernie, how he, if we get the right angle here, you'll see how he keeps his hands inside the baseball. That's perfect right there. And he's not trying to pull every pitch. You know, his home run was an opposite field shot. He took the barrel of the bat, the meat of the bat, and he took it to where the pitch was. And that's all you have to do. That's all you have to do. Keep your hands inside the baseball and throw the barrel to where the pitch is.
Hey, hey, a little quicker. Good swings.
Come on, 5-5.
How's all speed?
1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 away.
You got it, 5-5.
Got him. Round number 2.
A lot of baseball left, kid. A lot of baseball left.
Two outs. Now batting, 23. Gabe Gonzalez.
Gabe Gonzalez, 1 for 1, singled in the first. It's really a big spot for the Alamo Drillers. I don't know that they've been tested to the extent that they've been tested, obviously, this week at the Elite World Series all year long. It seems like that they've had tons of success, especially in their age classification. It's popped up and fouled back.
Darian. Look at his push off the mound. He looks like he's springing off a pole move. Look at that push off, Darian. Hey, you hear what I'm trying to do? What?
Let's go, Gabe. Let's go, Gabe.
One and two.
Well, as you mentioned on the opening, Bernie, you know the Drillers are 8-0 coming into this championship game. They've knocked off Kings Baseball 15-0, CTX Legends 14-0, the Dirty South Venom 13-1. So it was their third game of the tournament before they even gave up a run. Then they knocked off the Georgia Yard Dogs 8-0, the Brooklyn Blue Storm out of Brooklyn, New York 9-1.
Now they're going to watch as they get a strikeout here to end the inning. But the FiveStar checks in and gets another big hit. 3-0 is our score here at the USSSA Elite World Series.
Thank you for your patience.
In the nation, we know how it feels when you aren't treated like a priority. We do things differently.
We'll take care of it.
We put members first.
Thank you.
Join the nation.
Nationwide is on your side.
We are the game changers, the soldiers.
We are one and we are many.
We fight together for one common goal.
But how we fight,
Well, that couldn't be any more different.
We each have our own skills
and our own needs.
which is why we choose these as our weapons.
A collection of the hottest tools to give us the power we strive for.
These are the game changers.
For the game changers.
We are one.
We are many.
We are D-Marini Nation.
Power to the players.
First challenger.
Uh-oh. Seems kind of heavy, don't you think?
We might need to cut this up.
Out of zero, pretty light. I don't know. Maybe the other side?
That should even
Yeah, that
out.
should make it right.
Yeah, ID 0, 1-0.
Next competitor.
Time to get the cutting on this one too. Still no comparison.
No way the coaches let me on the field with this.
Might be in the dugout with it. We can go one more. Ooh. Get a couple curls in.
You about to get big out here.
Big but fast though.
ID
ID
0.
0. You can cut some off for that.
We're gonna cut the tongue and everything. No comparison.
Still rock bottom.
That just happened.
Lighter the cleat, faster the game. It's no competition. I'm out of here. Enough said.
Back here at Champion Stadium, burning up there, the Vice President of National Events, Matt Trevishaw. Glad you're with us wherever you are watching the Elite World Series around the country on USSSALive.com, but also Facebook
Got him! Oh my God!
as well. Alamo Drillers. Talk about a rare spot for them finding themselves trailing here in this game.
Yeah, well, I was looking through who they've played, what they've played, and you were exactly right, Bernie. They have not really been tested, coming into this championship game. Came into the Elite World Series as the #1 seed, went through pool play as the #1 seed, made it to the championship game as the #1 seed, and this FiveStar Tiger team, who they have not played, it is putting them up against the wall in a real test.
Hey, here we go, Caden.
Go after him here. Go after him here.
Hey, not bad, baby, not
Continues
bad.
to rain here.
Hey, just miss him by a little bit out there, Caden. Stay confident, babe. Stay confident.
I wonder if that kid's using a drop line.
Hey, good scoop!
No! We're just going to get away, get into center field, and they're going to advance. Remember, the Drillers still looking for their very first run of this contest.
Hey, you're right, hey! Stay hot, guys. Move around, move around. Stay hot, boy.
Drillers are feeling it. As the rain continues to come down here at Champion Stadium.
Hey, shake it off,
And there's a walk.
Hey, that don't hurt you.
Issued to Mason Colcutt.
Not a bad move at all.
And now Gavin Schottler back. Their cleanup hitter. This is where they want to be.
Hey! Hey, good pitching, Kate.
Let's see, we're going to have a new pitcher coming in for FiveStar. They lead it 3-0.
Awesome, baby.
But the Drillers are threatening here in the third.
That's awesome, buddy.
We are the game changers, the soldiers.
We are one,
and we are many.
We fight together for one common goal.
But how we fight,
well, that couldn't be any more different.
We each have our own skills
and our own needs.
Which is why we choose these as our weapons.
A collection of the hottest tools to give us the power we strive for.
These are the game changers.
For the game changers.
We are one.
We are many.
We are DeMarini Nation.
Power to the players.
Number that they'll let us do. Back here at Champion Stadium, pitching change for FiveStar. They go to their bullpen. They bring in number 23, Gabe Gonzalez. Started the game as the extra hitter, and that's kind of a little bit crafty, if you will, for the coaching staff, knowing that later in the game they may need Gonzalez. So if you start him off as an extra hitter, he has a chance to warm up when need be. Some massive storms moving their way across the entire state of Florida today. Might wreak a little havoc with the championship dreams of these athletes. Listening staff looming and watching.
What's wrong, his arm?
Yeah, we could play in this rain all day long. This field will handle a lot of rain, and this is just a light drizzle and hasn't really impacted play. But the problem, as always in the summer in Central Florida, it's the lightning that looms in those rain clouds that can be so dangerous. And we always got to remember that the safety of the athletes is the utmost of importance.
Take your time out there, load and push, baby. Take your time. Have fun.
Oh, I'm about to go up there.
There you go.
Well, and we also have, looks like Jacob Kendall
Hey, listen.
out there throwing as well. The umbrellas are out. The good news for us is we are clear and dry in the booth. Makes it a little bit easier for us. And I guess I'll say this, at least Mike Benincasa running the high first position. That's the positive about being at high first, is not only do we get some good looks at some replays up there from that camera position, but it's covered as well. Slightly
Take your time
covered.
out there, load and push. You got it, buddy.
Slightly is better than wide open.
It's true.
Just means you make yourself skinny and stand in the dry area.
Fans feeling the same. Hanging out underneath.
Hey, here we go, Tigers.
It's all about staying dry. I had some plans of later today doing some outdoor yard work when things were done, but maybe gonna have an excuse to stay inside.
Yeah. Don't see a lot of yard work getting done today, Mern.
Here we are, here in the broadcast booth. Staying dry as we possibly can.
Yeah, I just had the first raindrop blow in the window and get me.
Hey, good pitch.
Now batting number 34, Schlotterbeck.
Hey,
Right,
good
here
pitch right there.
is
Just miss him out a little
Gavin
bit, babe. I like it.
Schlotterbeck.
Yeah, I like it there. all
Big
day long.
spot here for the Drillers. They got a runner on second, a runner on third, and nobody out, but they trail by 3. Gavin Schlotterbeck 0 for 1. There's a 1-1 pitch.
There you
Just
go,
outside.
Oh!
Tough spot for the youngster Jacob Kendall to come in this championship game.
That's a pop-up!
Popped up,
Infield
called
fly.
for and caught.
Big guy right there.
That's what you want to see when you come into the game is pitcher comes in and retires the first batter he sees.
Hey, one down, Tigers, one down. Let's start right here on your toes, on your toes.
Now Chris Saxon. Saxon takes the first pitch outside.
Jacob, let's go.
Hey, not bad, big guy.
You know, I was just sitting there thinking, Bernie, with your status that you
First challenger.
Uh-oh. Seems kind of heavy, don't you think?
We might need to cut this up.
Out of 0, pretty light. I don't know. Maybe the other side?
That should even
Yeah, that
out.
should make it right.
Yeah, out of 0, 1-0.
Next competitor.
Time to get the cutting on this one too. Still no comparison.
No way the coach is letting me on the field with this.
Might be in the dugout with it. We can go one more. Ooh. Get a couple curls in.
You about to get big out here.
Big but fast though.
Out
Out of 0. You can cut some off for that.
We're gonna cut the tongue and everything. No comparison.
Still rock bottom.
That just happened.
Lighter the cleat, faster the game. It's no competition. I'm out of here. Enough said.
Next.
Expected wait time, 55 minutes. Your call is important to us. Thank you for your patience.
In the nation, we know how it feels when you aren't treated like a priority. We do things differently.
We'll take care of it.
We put members first.
Thank you.
Join the nation.
Nationwide is on your side.
First started swinging Marucci bats when I was in AAA. I needed some bats to swing, and I heard about Marucci at the time, so I gave it a shot. I mean, just the difference in the bats were amazing. You know, it felt so good in my hand, it felt like an instrument almost. My name is Andrew Mccutchen, and I swing Marucci. Check out Big League tested and approved Marucci products now.
We are the game changers, the soldiers.
We are one,
and we are many.
We fight together for one common goal.
but how we fight.
Well, that couldn't be any more different.
We each have our own skills
and our own needs.
Which is why we choose these as our weapons.
A collection of the hottest tools to give us the power we strive for.
These are the game changers.
For the game changers.
We are one.
We are many.
We are D-Marini Nation.
Power to the players.
First challenger.
Uh-oh. Seems kind of heavy, don't you think?
We might need to cut this up.
Out of zero, pretty light. I don't know. Maybe the other side?
That should even
that
out.
should make it right.
Yeah, ID0, 1-0.
Next competitor.
Time to get the cutting on this one too. Still no comparison.
No way the coach is letting me on the field with this.
Might be in the dugout with it. We can go one more. Ooh. Get a couple curls in.
You about to get big out here.
Big but fast though.
ID0.
You can cut some off for that.
We're gonna cut the tongue and everything. No comparison.
Still rock bottom.
That just happened.
Lighter the cleat, faster the game. It's no competition. I'm out of here. Enough said.
Next.
Expected wait time, 55 minutes. Your call is important to us. Thank you for your patience.
In the nation, we know how it feels when you aren't treated like a priority. We do things differently.
We'll take care of it.
We put members first.
Thank you.
Join the nation.
Nationwide is on your side.
First started swinging Marucci bats when I was in AAA. I needed some bats to swing, and I heard about Marucci at the time, so I gave it a shot. I mean, just the difference in the bats were amazing. You know, it felt so good in my hand, it felt like an instrument almost. My name is Andrew Mccutchen, and I swing Marucci. Check out Big League tested and approved Marucci products now.
Foul ball number 14, William Collins. Going out to the top of the order, number 16, Elisha Boswell.
You know, one of the great things, Bernie, about playing this game here and playing it inside Champion Stadium is using that turf-covered temporary mound, because even though it's rained since the start of the game, you don't have a pitcher having problems with footing because of the artificial mound.
Right.
You know, so it really works good in these types of situations. I mean, it has not stopped raining. I know it's a really light drizzle right now, but it hasn't completely stopped raining since we started.
Got to see a stolen base for Elijah Boswell. He's at second.
Let's go, driving me. Let's not stop. Let's go.
How about we have 4?
3 this inning so far.
Go, Jacob!
Hey, let's go, number 9. They're out there, baby.
Let's go, Jason. You
Let's go,
got it,
Jason!
And let's go.
Let's go, Jason!
Kendall with a walk. And now Jason Griffiths.
1 out.
Before he was the hero because he had driven home all of the runs in the game, but his teammates have added here in the 4th inning 3 more, but he's been the one to hit. 2-run home run.
Oh, I didn't even notice. Is it dead? Touch it.
He's got 3 runs batted in here in this championship game.
He's got a very powerful swing, powerful legs. He has spent a large amount of time in the cage, learning the techniques and the proper mechanics of hitting.
You should put some pine tar on that.
Does a very good job of staying back, keeping his weight back, doesn't transfer the weight too early. Knows how to throw the hands, or pull the hands through and throw the barrel out.
Hey, coach.
See if he continues to put on his little offensive clinic in this at bat. Yep.
Ball is hammered and leaves the yard. He's got 6 runs batted in now in the championship. Oh my goodness. Dason, it is your day.
And the clinic continues.
Let's go!
That ball absolutely crushed.
Run away, Biggin! Ty, your turn, kid!
Good 210, 215, and a mile high.
Let's go, Tiger! Keep it up!
Ty Cobb.
Hey, heads up! Good work, Ty Cobb. Let's go, buddy.
You know, Bernie, if you'd have told me last week that Ty Cobb was going to be playing in the Elite World Series championship game, I'd have thought you'd been crazy.
But here he is.
But here he
Blocked
is.
twice.
Landon, you're gonna get hurt.
You got it, Ty.
But the question is not.
Hey, Mike. Do they do 10 run rule? 8 run?
Thinking about walking for the third time potentially. He's ahead 3-1.
Hey.
Take up. Keep it up. Out of you.
Hey, that's 2 outs!
Well, they get him this time. First time he hasn't reached base.
Hey, let's
So
go!
Ty Cobb back to the dugout,
Hey,
and
good
there's
hack
2
out there.
away.
Swing that bat.
Who's up to bat?
JJ. So weak.
I don't think this is what we expected at all. The #1 team in USSSA power rankings with a huge deficit here.
Well, if you're the Drillers coaching staff, you really got to start thinking about how you're going to definitely manufacture at least 1 run in the bottom of the 4th because of the mercy rule. The Tigers now have an 8-run lead, and at the end of the 4th inning, if that 8-run lead holds, then the game would be shortened and called official.
There's a base hit.
No way.
The hit fest continues. Well, J.J. Jennings getting on board. And here's Gabe Gonzalez. Check the runner back.
Your turn, kid. Your turn.
That's when they've been cheering them on.
Hey, good eye!
Pitch miss inside.
Hey, good hack!
Gonzalez a 1 for 2 day.
Hey, that away, back.
Popped up.
That's dropping. That's dropping.
And
That's dropping.
it falls for a base hit.
Under.
They throw to third. They can't make the play.
Great call. Great call. Great call. That's the way to get down. All right, Jay. You got it.
the point number 7.
Go by the pro beat him.
I think I could have caught that.
Go, Kaden!
I would have laid out for sure. Okay, I'm already losing. I would have laid out if I was at that field. I would have gave him a half. If I made a play, who cares? It's not going to hurt us.
You know, I don't want to jinx us here, Bernie, but I just got a message from weather control here at the ESPN Wide World of Sports, and it appears that the cell that was approaching us very, very rapidly with the lightning has completely dissipated.
Yep.
And now we're looking at about a 44-mile radius for the closest lightning, which is really good. Will help us get this game finished.
Hold on, boys. You got him, boys.
That'll do it for the inning. But how about the fourth for FiveStar from Florida? They tack on 6, including a 3-run home run for Dason Griffiths. He's driven home 6 here in this championship game. And the Tigers getting closer to a championship here at Disney.
Challenger. Uh-oh. Seems kind of heavy, don't you think?
We might need to cut this up.
Out of 0, pretty light. I don't know. Maybe the other side?
That should even
that
out.
should make it right.
Yeah, out of 0, 1-0.
Next competitor.
Time to get the cutting on this one, too. Still no comparison.
No way the coaches let me on the field with this.
Might be in the dugout with it.
We can go one more.
Ooh. Get a couple curls in.
You about to get big out here.
Big but fast though.
Out of
0. You can cut something off for that.
We're gonna cut the tongue and everything. No comparison.
Still rock bottom.
That just happened.
Lighter the cleat, faster the game. It's no competition. I'm out of here. Enough said.
There's been a day that has been filled with hits for the FiveStar Drillers. They scored 9 runs on 12 hits. And the hit rate keeps on cranking.
We still got a long way to go there. We got to lock in.
Yeah, the Tigers, FiveStar Tigers, have really taken advantage of every single opportunity that they've had. I don't recall them stranding more than 1 or 2 runners in the whole game. And getting the runners on is always the difficult part, but following through and getting them in can be just as difficult. So taking advantage of every base runner you can get, especially in a game where you know you're playing in bad weather, you realize that there's a possibility that the game could be shortened because of weather, you've got to take advantage of every single opportunity you're given. And the FiveStar Tigers have done that today. They have not missed an opportunity.
I'll link him in. You'll see him just He's still. Wow. It was about 300 feet up and 205 feet out. It went high.
So, Bernie, we'll see what the Drillers offensively have up their sleeve here. Of course, they have got to plate a minimum of 1 run if this game is going to see the 5th inning. And you can guarantee their coaches know that, and they know the importance of getting that leadoff man on base and moving him around, so get him into scoring position so that a hit can plate that ever so important run for them to continue their hopes and dreams of capturing their Elite World Series title.
Hey, it's okay.
Well, they're closing in, hunkering down. Jacob Kendall came in. He's going to face off against Cedric Harris, the left fielder.
Hey, good pitch. Good pitch.
Hey, you're locked in out there, big guy. Take your time. Take your time.
Two and one.
He came in the third and shut the door on the Drillers' threat. Got a pop out and a ground out, I believe. And
hey, that's a play.
Grounded back.
It's a hold it, it's okay.
And the pitcher, Jacob Kendall, just could not get a good handle on it. It's going to go as a base hit.
No one hurt there, Jacob. Let's go.
Ball first, though. Happens.
Hey, ground ball double play right here, boys. Hey, keep throwing good out there, big guy.
Come on, Hoss. Let's roll it.
plays like that's when you have to remember that we are watching 10-year-olds, you know, and you could tell he was worried about the runner and throwing the ball before he even had control of it, and before he took possession. That's a 10-year-old mistake.
Runner going. I guess at this point, if it was a 4-1 game, you know, you're just really trying to push across enough runs to play the next inning. That's what you got to have that mentality.
Right. Yeah,
Forget about the fact that you're down 9-1.
No. You're down by 1 run right now, because if you don't get the 1 run, you're done. The mentality has to be it's a 1-inning game and we're down by 1 run, you know. And then once you get that run, then we can start looking for what we can do to get a couple more in that frame.
Elevate pitch every time. You're supposed to. That's something that's got to be taught.
Pitch inside.
Hey, not bad, big guy, not bad. You're right
if you're
there,
FiveStar, you really just want to kind of shut this thing down. You don't want it to linger further. You'd love to just celebrate the championship here in the 4th inning.
Hey, don't overdo it, big guy. Don't overdo it. Stay within yourself.
But of course, the Drillers, they want to play at least 5.
There you go.
Hey, finish him here.
Inside, he don't want it inside. This kid's scared of the ball. Inside corner.
The 2-2 pitch. And the dirt looks like maybe he lost a handle on it.
90% on that, big guy. 80, 90%. Confidence. Confidence, baby.
Not to jinx anybody, but for all practical purposes, it has stopped raining.
There you go. Anything can happen in Florida during the summer, that's for sure.
And usually does.
Payoff pitch.
Make that play.
Fouled, out of play.
Hey, good pitch, buddy, good pitch.
Hey, keep that glove open!
Frank Dixon, the batter, struck out in his first plate appearance.
He should shift over.
It's just trying to get on board. Right now they've got some opportunities. They got 3 outs to score a run, and they've got that runner that they need out there at second base.
Got him!
And then fouled away again. Eighth pitch of the at-bat. A ground ball to second.
Make that
We'll toss
play.
it over to first and get the out.
Hey!
Easy play on the infielder there for Wade Blake. And, you know, that's who you've got to be thinking about on the infielders. Obviously, you love to wrap this thing up here in the 4th inning, but you don't want this to become a big inning either.
No, right. You got to. It's soft pedaling. You got to soft pedal it so you don't break those tires loose. You wanna do what you need to do to get the outs, but at the same time you got to be the mental control of it. That hey, look, one mistake and we give them that run, but if that's the case, then let's make sure we don't give them any more than that.
Hey, you got
Big swing. Josiah Kierman, the right fielder, who hits in the 9-hole at the plate.
You know, with that runner on third now, of course, the wild pitch and pass ball looms large.
Good pitch! Let's go!
I think we've only had one pass ball this entire game, Bernie.
And the pitchers and the catchers, they've been on the same page. Kierman was hit by a pitch in the second. Called strike 3, inside corner. And FiveStar is 1 out away from being Elite World Series champions.
Backside! Jacob!
A huge pitch there for Jacob Kendall.
As you can see there in the replay, way too close to take with 2 strikes.
Yes, sir! Hey, it's okay, good miss!
This is Cunningham.
Hey, remember game plan.
As the Drillers are down to their final out. Foul away.
Hey, good pick. Hey, let's go! You're locked in right now. On your toes, Tigers, on your toes.
Come on, boys! Miguel, what you doing, man?
1 ball, 1 strike, 2 away.
Good pitch! Oh, nice pitch. Hey,
Pitch
good
missed
pitch.
inside, it's 2-1.
Stay low. Good pitch, heads up.
And now, FiveStar is 1 pitch away.
One more! Ball on the field! Hey, ball! There's a ball on the field! Step up, step up. Locked in out there, big guy.
He's ball in the park for a moment.
You guys make a play!
Trying to get it back.
Let's go. Go after him here. Go after him.
All right, now we're ready. Jacob Kendall, 2-2. Pitch popped up. This should be playable. Called for. Caught! FiveStar has done it! Oh, wait. They're saying that the catch was made out of play.
Because of the temporary backstop, that's considered dead ball territory, and you can't enter into dead ball territory to record an out. I believe that's the ruling that the home plate umpire is going to make.
He didn't go around it.
Negating.
What a great defensive play that was.
A spectacular play.
So you're telling me if a foul's over here,
Yep, and the umpire's explanation to the coach satisfied the coach.
Amazing, JJ! Hey, stay locked in, boys.
Stan Stone down there with some fresh towels.
Got to keep these players clean. What a great, it's a shame it doesn't count, but it was beautiful, was it not?
That kid deserved it just because of that play, man.
That seemed like that was the ending.
Stay locked in, boys. And let's go!
Of course, that temporary backstop, that green barricade back there, is to shorten that distance up between home plate and the real backstop. Make the field just a little bit more 10-year-old size.
Your turn right now. Let's go.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs.
Good pitch.
Popped up. Called for. Caught. FiveStar. They've done it. They take down the Alamo Drillers, and they're the Elite World Series champions. What a moment. What a game for Dason Griffiths. FiveStar out of Florida takes down the Alamo Drillers. And with the #1 team in USSSA, I'm sure that is rewarding for FiveStar to get this win. Yep, we got one more championship still to go. We'll hope that the rain and the lightning holds off, and that we have a chance to bring you the 11U championship coming up in about a half an hour.
Half hour, 40 minutes, something like that. We'll be back on the air.
All right, we'll take a break here from Champion Stadium. The day belonged to Dason Griffiths. He drives home 6 of the 9 for FiveStar as they come in and they defeat the Alamo Drillers 9-1 in the 10U championship game. We'll be right back at USSSALive.com and Facebook.com with more World Series action. Stay with us as the final day of the Elite World Series continues here from Champion Stadium.
We can't go out there. They're going to do it upstairs.
Ceremony will take place on the stadium concourse.
All of us? Come on, go, 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 go. I can go. I can go.
All players, coaches, family, and friends are invited to attend the award ceremony on the stadium concourse.
Brittany, do you want me to come or no? Oh, okay.
Yeah?
When's the ceremony? Tonight?
Not right now.
Who's catching? What's his name?
JJ. Wow.
Oh my God. So yeah, when you were just calling, we have been out of the
yeah.